guys. Today is Wednesday, November 11th, sorry. What a difference a day makes. Yesterday we were 82 degrees and sunny, and today we're kind of rainy, cloudy, and I think it's like 50 right now. But it's okay. 50s are still pretty darn good for almost middle of November. So today we are gonna do some hip action, really get into the hips and moving that hip joint range of motion and gaining some flexibility, even a little bit of strength. So you'll need your mat. You will need possibly blocks to raise the floor up to you, and a strap or tie, towel, whatever you have. So go ahead and take a seat. Get comfortable. You could lay down, you could sit down. Maggie wants to be right on top of me today, so she's going to be in here with me too. So go ahead, bring your eyes to close, settle in. Let the outside world go. And bring your awareness onto yourself, onto your breathing. And so my quote for today is actually a quote from former President Barack Obama. It says, think about what you want to do, not who you want to be. Think about what you want to do, not who you want to be. Because what makes us who we are is what we do in our lives. What we do for ourselves, what we do for each other, how we behave, how we talk, how we act. All those things make us who we are. It's what we're doing. So do you want to be a good person? Then do the do. Be a good person. Do good things. Do kind things. Help others. Raise others up. You want to work in a way to give back? Go volunteer somewhere. You want to be a good parent? Be a good parent. You want to be a good child? Take care of your elderly mother or father? Then do it. Do the work. That's what will make you who you are. Take a couple more breaths right where you're at. Lay down because we're going to start right into the hips right away. So first things first, reach your arms up overhead, full body stretch. Hi, Maggie. Full body stretch. And then on your exhale, curl your knees in your chest, lift your head up, lift your shoulders up, and squeeze. Squeeze into a tight ball. And then again, inhale, open up. Stretch, full body stretch. Stretch. And then your next exhale again, squeeze into that tight little ball. Squeeze. And then one more time, open it up again. Reach long. And then your next exhale, squeeze it on in, tight little ball. And then lower your head down, lower your shoulders down. Keep that right knee to your chest. Extend that left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, drop that left leg down to the earth. Next, inhale, take that right knee, cross it over your body, twist off to the left. Reach that right arm up to a T. Then come back to stillness. Keep that left knee. Extend the right leg up on an inhale. Exhale, drop that right leg down towards the earth. And then next inhale, take that left knee, cross it over your body, twist off to the right, reach the left arm out to a T. And then inhale, come back, pull that right knee in to meet the left, rock side to side a little bit. And come back to stillness, take the arms out to the T, palms facing up, extend both legs up to the sky, and just point and flex your feet a little bit. Roll the ankles, foot pushes and pulls. And then one at a time, bend your knees back into your chest. Drop your feet back down to the earth. Take your knees wide, bottoms of the feet together, come in Supta Baddha Konasana. Bring the right hand to your heart, left hand to your belly. Close your eyes, set your intention for today's practice. And then blink your eyes to open. Bring your knees back together, bottoms of the feet flat to the earth, stomp your feet a couple times. And then you can roll off to your right side and then push up to a seat, or you can rock and roll forward and back and come up to a seated position. Once you get into your seated position, bring the bottoms of your feet together into those inner thighs, the inner part of the hip. Pull them in as close as what's comfortable. Rock side to side, sit nice and tall. Then come back to stillness, stay sitting tall. And just try to lean forward a little bit, keeping your spine nice and long. Then inhale, come back up, take your feet out a little bit further. Not to full diamond, like kind of halfway in between. Sit tall, lean forward, and you're going to use the weight of your arms to press on your legs. So you don't have to press, just the natural weight of your arms is going to deepen that opening, deepen the inner thigh stretch. And then inhale, come back up, take the feet fully up to diamond pose this time. Sit tall, and then this time you can round your spine and lean forward and reach forward with your hands if you can. Really deepening the stretch. You also, it's a great low back stretch. Really releases the low back. You can let your head fall and be heavy. Keep leaning forward, take both arms, walk them off to the left. It adds in a little bit of a twist, a little bit of a side body stretch. Getting into that upper shoulder on the right. Inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, walk the hands off to the right. Reach along with that left arm. Again, add a little bit of a side body, getting into the left shoulder. And inhale, come back to center. And then next inhale, walk your hands back up, bring the legs back together, stretch them down long, shake them on out, point and flex your feet a little bit. And you're going to come to a sitting in a wide straddle right away. You may want to grab a block here. You may want to grab a strap here. So just have them handy just in case. But come to sit in a wide stance, or not a wide stance, a wide seated position. And again, it's not going to feel good because We're not really warmed up yet, but that's okay. Sometimes you just gotta get right in there and just start doing the work. Right? Do the do. That's my saying for the day. Rock side to side. Keep your feet nice and flexed. Your knees can be slightly bent if you'd like. Just rock side to side. And I'm gonna be honest, this doesn't feel good to me right now either, but you just gotta do it. The next time you go over to the right side, just keep leaning there. It's like a side body stretch. You can rest your right arm on the leg if you like. Again, if you can't go as deep as you normally do, it's because you're not quite warmed up yet. That's okay. We're getting there, and it's gonna get easier as we keep moving along with the hips. If you wanna add the left arm up overhead, you can. Hi, Moo. She's just dying for some attention right now. Oh. And then next inhale, come up, lower the arm down, rock side to side again. Next time you're on the left side, go and stay there, side body stretch. You can rest the left arm on that leg. If you want to add the right arm up into the air, you certainly can. And just take some breaths here. And then next inhale, come on up, lower that arm down, rock side to side a little bit again. And this is where you may want to use your block. You're going to sit up nice and tall. You're going to walk your hands forward. You can hold on to the block if you'd like. If you have the flexibility to rest your head on the block, you certainly can. Maybe you need 2 blocks to rest your head on. You're just reaching forward in the middle. I'm kind of in between. The 1 block's too low and the 2 blocks is too high. We'll try and make this work, but just stretch and reach in the middle. Take a few breaths here. We're going to try and hold this one out a little bit longer because it's a super big stretch, and even though it feels like it hurts so good, it works wonders for the exercise. Maggie, no. Inhale, slowly walk it up. Shake your upper body up. So we're going to stay with our legs wide. Okay, you can set that block down. This time you're going to keep your right arm down in the middle. You're going to inhale that left arm up, and you're going to side bend again. Drop that left hand down, walk your hands around to the center, pause here, and then walk your hands back on up. You're going to inhale that right arm up, the left arm stays down, and you're going to side bend again to the left. Drop that right arm down, walk the hands around to the middle, pause here a minute, and then inhale, walk the hands on up. Okay, now we are going to bring the legs back together. So slowly, slowly, slowly. That should feel good, I think. Shake it on out, you can rub it out. But so often in yoga, we always focus on the outer hips. And you can't forget about the inner thighs, the inner part of the hip, because that helps to create greater space and opening to the outer hips. So it's all connected. So go ahead and sit tall. Knees can be slightly bent or they can be straight. Flex those feet. Inhale those arms up. And then exhale, go ahead and round the spine and fold. Again, releasing that low back. And then inhale, walk the hands back up, swing those legs around, come into your tabletop position, shake it out, shake the booty out. Next time the hips dump to the left, leave them on the left and twist and reach that right arm back, look over that shoulder. Inhale, come back to center, shaky, shaky your bum bum. And then next time they dump to the right, leave them on the right, reach that left arm back, look over that left shoulder. Inhale, come back to center, shaky, shaky. And then your next exhale, round your spine, bring your chin to your chest, come into cat pose. And inhale, come into cow. Again, exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. And inhale, belly low. Come back to neutral spine, tabletop position. You're taking that right leg back behind you, extend it long. And then you're going to pull it out to the side and pull forward. And then you're going to stretch it back. And then you're going to pull it forward on an exhale. Inhale, stretch it back. Exhale, pull forward. You got 2 more to go. Inhale, stretch back. Exhale, pull forward. Last one, inhale back. Exhale, pull forward. Inhale, stretch it back. Release that knee down. Shake those hips out a little bit. Same thing on the left side. So you're going to inhale that left leg back behind you. Exhale, pull it forward like your puppy dog fire hydrant. Inhale, stretch it back. Exhale, pull forward. Inhale, stretch it back. Exhale, pull forward. 3 more. Inhale, stretch it back. Exhale, pull forward. 2 more. Inhale, stretch back. Exhale, pull forward. 1 more, guys. Inhale, stretch it back. Exhale, pull forward. And then inhale, stretch it back long. Exhale, drop that knee down. Shake your hips out. Take your knees wide, toes together. Push back into your child's pose. Find some release. Inhale, come back on up. Bring the knees back towards tabletop position. And you're going to curl your toes and come into downward facing dog. So lift those hips up and back. Bend one knee at a time. Walk your dog out. If you need to be on blocks for your downward dog, you certainly can. Blankets, whatever feels better for you. Come back to stillness if you're walking out your dog. And just take a big breath in here. And a big breath out. Go ahead and look forward at your hands. And you're going to step your right foot. You can step it to the inside of your hands if you want to, but we're ultimately going to end up to the outside. So if you can step it right to the outside of that right hand, great. If not, step it straight forward and then just shimmy it up to the side. Either way is good. So, right foot's the outside edge of that mat. Turn your toes to a 45. This is where you may want to have your blocks again. So you can stay right here if you'd like, or you can come down onto your forearms, whatever setting you want your blocks to be on. You can come down onto your forearms. So again, we're getting to that inner thigh, getting a little bit to that psoas muscle, building some strength in the legs as well. Also balancing. It's a great, great pose. Lots going on. I'm going to come down a little lower. So hang out here, take your breaths. If it gets too intense, you can just step that right foot back and take a child's pose. If you are down on your forearms, go ahead and press back onto your hands. You're going to shimmy that right foot back to midline. And we're just going to add a dragonfly twist here just because twist feels so good. So keep left hand planted, twist and raise that right arm up to the sky. And then exhale that right hand down. Drop that back heel all the way down to warrior two foot. Keep your right hand on your block. And you're just going to twist and do it the opposite of your dragonfly and open it up. Exhale, drop that left hand down to your block. Curl onto those back toes. And you're going to step back into your downward facing dog. Again, you can walk your dog out if you like, or you can be still. If you're walking it out, come back to stillness and take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Look forward at your hands. Again, you can step straight, that left foot straight forward to midline and then shimmy it out if you'd like to the outside edge. Or you can just take the left foot to the outside edge and turn the left toes out into a 45-degree angle. Once you are there, you can just hang out right there where you're at. Hands can be on your blocks, they can be on the mat, or you can come down onto your forearms, have the blocks on whatever setting is good for you. Even you can get your hands on your blocks if that's enough. Whatever is good for you. We're working the legs, some balance, some strengthening, some opening up. So hang out here for a few breaths. Again, if it gets too intense at any point, you can step that left foot back and just come into a child's pose. If you're down on your forearms, go ahead and press back into your hands. You can shimmy that left foot back. So you can shimmy that left foot back to midline. And again, just because it feels good, let's take a dragonfly. So right hand stays planted. Twist and reach that left arm up to the sky. Exhale that left hand down. Drop that back foot down to warrior two foot. Keep your left hand on the left block, and now you're going to open it up the other way and twist and reach. And then exhale that right hand down, curl onto those back toes. Go ahead and step back into your downward facing dog. And then go ahead and drop down slowly to your knees. Take the knees wide, toes together. Push back to child's pose. And then next inhale, come back up. And grab your blocks again. And this time you are going to take, have your blocks in front of you, I think. I'm going to turn to the side just so you guys can see this better. We're doing modified camel. So a couple options. So you can keep your blocks in front of you for when you come back forward out of your camel pose. Or if you want to have them back behind you, framing the outside edges of your feet, you can do that. So let me just show you. So camel pose, hands are going to be on your hips. You're sitting nice and tall, you're on your knees. And you're just going to lean back to your degree. So we're opening up the front of the hip flexor, front of the quads, part of the hip. So you can stay right here if that's good enough for you. Or if you'd like to, you can take your hands back to your blocks. So you go a little bit deeper then. Your head can stay up or your head can fall back. It's whatever feels good for you. And then next inhale, slowly come up. And this is where if you needed your blocks in front of you, you can rest your hands on the blocks in front. So just shake your hips out a little bit. We're just going to do modified camel one more time. So then it's also a good back bend. So anyways, hands on hips, sitting nice and tall. Go ahead and lean back. You can just keep leaning if that's enough for you. Stay right there. Or if you want to reach for the blocks on the high setting, you certainly can. Head can stay up or it can fall back. I'm going to keep mine up this time because I just don't like my head feeling back. And then inhale, come back up. You can grab your blocks and bring them back around to the front of you and just shake your hips out, shake your booty. Shake, shake, shake. I'm going to turn back and face forward now. And then you're just going to step forward between your blocks. Come into a forward fold. And actually, go ahead and take your feet about hip distance apart, grab opposite elbows, and just sway side to side. Take a ragdoll. Because ragdoll feels always so good after you do any kind of a back bend. And then come back to stillness, bring the feet back together. Inhale, lift up halfway to your flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bow. One more time. Inhale, lift up halfway, flat back. Bring your hands to prayer, and then shoot those hands out in front of you. And then exhale, release and fold. Inhale here. Exhale, roll all the way up to the stand, reaching those arms out and up. Exhale to mountain pose. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out, and again, deep breath in, deep breath out. Let's do one half sun salute. So inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhale here. Exhale, roll slowly back up to a stand, reaching those arms out and up. Exhale to mountain pose. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Go ahead and grab your blocks and you're going to come into a wide-legged stance now. So we did our wide-legged seated position. We're going to do the standing back. So, and my landscapers are cutting back our bushes today, fall cleanup, of course. So go ahead and have your feet parallel to the sides of your mat and just bend one knee at a time. Rock side to side. And then the next time you're on the right, keep that right knee bent. Take the blocks over to the right foot with you and just hang out there. So again, we're deepening that right hip crease, opening up the left inner thigh. It's a great, great pose to start getting some range of motion of the hip and build some strength. That right leg is on fire right now in your butt. If you don't want your hands in your blocks, you can just bring them over here so you're balancing too. Then drop the hands down, straighten that right knee, bring the blocks back to center, and then again, bend the legs, alternating, rocking side to side. Next time you're on the left, keep that left knee bent. Shimmy the blocks over to the left foot. Hang out there. Again, hands can stay on the blocks or they can come to prayer, so then you're balancing too. Keep breathing, keep breathing. Don't dump into your belly. Make sure you're pulling that belly into your spine. And then drop those hands, straighten that left knee, come back to center, rock it side to side. And then come back in the center and just go ahead and fold, resting your head on your blocks. Just find some release in the middle. And then inhale, lift up halfway to flat back. Go ahead, this time turn your right toes out onto a 45-degree angle. Bend that right knee, take the blocks over. It gets a slightly different angle to the hip stretch. You can keep your right hand planted and raise that left arm up over here if you'd like. And then drop that left hip down, straighten that right knee, walk the blocks back to center, parallel that right foot. This time you'll turn your left toes out on a 45. Bend that left knee, bring the blocks on over to that left foot. You can stay right here. If you want to add the right arm, you can reach the right arm up overhead. And then drop that right hand down, straighten the left knee. Bring the blocks back to center, parallel both feet, and then go ahead and fold. And then see if you can reach. You can take your blocks, just trying to reach your hands through your legs. And reach into the blocks. Just reach them back as far as you can go. If you want your head to be rested on something, you can rest your head on your blocks and still reach your hands through. And then next inhale, walk the hands back on up, place them on the blocks. Bring your hands to your hips and keeping that spine nice and long, you're gonna come up to a stand. Woo! Bring those knees back together. Stop it head out a little bit. And then just because we're here and it feels good as kind of a counter pose, if you need to find a wall to help for balance, just kick your right heel towards your butt. If you can grab it, great. If not, just keep reaching that right hand back towards it. Just getting your quad stretch. Then release that right leg, walk it down out. Go ahead and kick your left heel towards your bum. Again, if you can grab it, great. If not, just keep reaching for it. And then release that left foot, walk it on out. And then come back and have a seat on your mat. So now we're gonna get to our more traditional hip opener. So I'm going to give you yogi's choice because in teaching class, now that we've been back in person, I learned that most of my in-class yogis don't like half pigeon on the floor, and that's totally fine. It's not exactly my favorite. So few hip options for the outside hip opening. And we're going to hold this for a bit of time because this is like the final what we want to be getting to. So you can stay seated and cross your right ankle over your left knee and just sit here. If this is enough for you, stay there. If you'd like to, you can sit tall and you can lean forward. You can also reach your hands forward, keeping both feet flexed hard the whole time you're in this pose. And reach forward like that. Another option is you can take your hands back behind you and bend that bottom leg up. Still, both feet are nice and flexed, getting the hip. You can also do this laying down on your back. So you lay down, you can stay right here, or if you want to pull that left thigh towards your chest, you can do that. Last option is if you didn't have enough choices, you can do your half pigeon on the floor, because I think there are some people who like this. You come to the tabletop, you bring your right knee to your right wrist, and then you stretch that left leg back nice and long, and then you can fold on down. So any and all variations are totally fine, but what I'm encouraging you to do is just to stay in it long. Let's try and go for 15 breaths, a little bit longer than normal since it's a hip focused class. If it gets too intense for you, you can ease up on the stretch, or you can simply come out of the pose, just sit and be still and breathe. You can take a child's pose. We're going to try and go for 15 breaths. So let's go, guys. I'm going to stay right here right now. Last breath where you're at. And then if you're in half pigeon on the floor, I'm going to start the opposite way. So if you're still in your pose, stay where you're at. Half pigeoners, come back to your hands if you're on your forearms and slide that right knee back. You can do some hip circles. You can take a child's pose. You can take a downward facing dog. My seated hip opener peoples. If you were seated and leaning forward, walk back, uncross the leg. If you were seated and had the bottom leg bent, go ahead and slowly straighten it and uncross the right leg. If you were laying down, go ahead and lower that bottom leg down, uncross, and you can rock the leg side to side. Then when you are ready, you can switch to the other side. So if you're laying on your back, you'll take the left ankle over right knee. You can stay right there, or you can pull the right thigh into your chest. Or if you were seated, you know your seated options were left ankle over right knee. You can sit tall, you can lean forward, you can reach forward, you can bend the bottom knee, or you can half pigeon it on the floor. So it would be coming to tabletop, left knee to left wrist, right leg stretches back long, and then you go ahead and fold. So any and all variations are great. You go to where you want to go, which one feels best for your body for today. Do the do. Slowly going to come out of this. So if you're half pigeon on the floor, come back to your hands. Slide that left knee back to meet the right. You can do hip circles. You can push back the child. You can take a dog. If you were seated, you can just straighten that bottom leg and uncross the top, shake it on out. If you were laying down, you can lower the right leg down, uncross the left, and you can windshield wiper side to side. Wherever you're at, let's meet back in a seated position. And this time is where I want you to grab your strap and pull the left foot to the inner right thigh. Just because I love this one to kind of seal up a hip practice. take the strap, put it on the ball of the right foot, sit nice and tall, and you're just gonna pull or walk your hands down your strap and lean forward. Again, it's a great lower of the back right leg stretch. It gets into the low back, into the hip. It just kind of seals everything in that we just did. And then inhale, slowly walk up. Take the strap into the right hand, twist your body over the left knee. Inhale that left arm up, and then exhale, side bend over to that right leg. Inhale, come back up, lower that left arm down, stretch that right leg or left leg out, remove the strap, shake it on out a little bit, and then bring that right foot into the inner left thigh. Left leg goes out in a slight angle. Take the strap and put it on the ball of the left foot, sit tall, twist over the straight leg, and then just use the strap to help guide you forward. And then inhale, slowly come back up. Take the straps into the left hand, twist your body over the right knee. Inhale that right arm up, and then go ahead and side bend over to the left. Inhale, come up, lower that right arm down, remove the strap, set it aside, kick that right leg out, shake it on out, and then let's come lay down, pull the knees into the chest, give a little squeeze, and then with your knees up high, go ahead and drop them off to the left and swing your arms to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Shoot the legs up, foot pushes and pulls. Bend the knees back down, keep them high to your chest, and drop them off to the right side. Whoops, swing your arms to the left. And then inhale, come back to center. Again, take the legs up to the sky, arms out to a T. Just take a couple breaths here. And then one at a time, bend your knees back into your chest. One at a time, lower your feet down to the earth. And then go ahead and set yourself up for your Shavasana. Settle in. Let your bodies be heavy. Let your mind be clear. And just breathe. If you are able to stay in your Shavasana for a little bit longer, please do so. If you need to get up and moving, begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Go ahead and bend the knees on up. And then roll off to your right side and take a breath or two there. And then inhale, come back to a comfortable seated position. Keep your eyes closed. Bring your hands to your heart center. Thank you guys for practicing with me here today. I greatly appreciate all your love and all your support. And remember, think about what you do, not who you want to be. Do the work, get in there. Get it done. That's who makes you who you are. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. And may your mind be at ease. Together we bow and say, Namaste. Thank you guys so much. Have a good day. It's still fairly nice out. There's going to be a break in the rain, so you can still get outside and try and enjoy the 50s, because 50s are still great for November. Make sure you're washing your hands, stay 6 feet apart, wear your mask, and hugs and kisses from me to you. Mwah. Love you guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.